Over the past few months, I literally gave up my whole entire career to go all in on YouTube. And I get a lot of questions. Is that working out? And people want to know. So today we're going to talk about that. For those of you who don't know who I am, I spent the last 4 years building an award-winning photography business. Here is one of my photo of the years that I won. And honestly, it's been amazing. I've been able to travel the country, going to all sorts of different cities and shooting a sport that I love and that I grew up with and capturing some of my heroes at the most iconic moments in paintball history. But then at some point, I started to win all the awards and it just wasn't fulfilling for me anymore. Like I felt like I had a bigger purpose and I had something more that I wanted to do in my life. And you see, for the last 10 years, I have been such a fan of watching YouTube videos like my favorite creators, Casey Neistat, Peter McKinnon, and a slew of other creators. And I've always had this dream of, what if I went all in on YouTube? Like, what if that's the one thing that maybe I could do it. Maybe I could make it. And so I've spent the last probably 4 or 5 months exiting the sport that I grew up loving. And I decided to go really all in on YouTube. Is there anything better than like a candle to set the mood? This is from one of my favorite local companies here, and it's a scent called Sacred Wood. It just smells so good, but unfortunately, I just found out they just discontinued this scent. So anyways, I spent the last few months really exiting a sport that has been my whole entire identity and something that I have built my whole entire career around. And I really kind of burnt it all down, all so I could go and chase this dream of being a YouTuber and seeing if I could do this on a bigger scale. And just like anything, when you do something brand new like that, it's gonna be really scary. There's gonna be a ton of challenges. And one of the things that I'm noticing is when I'm going through this whole entire shift, it's been so lonely. Like all of the contacts that I built inside of paintball, there may be a handful of people that reach out to me anymore. Like I don't really talk to anybody anymore because people are still in the grind of that sport. And I totally understand that. But from my perspective, it's been really lonely. And when you're in this spot chasing something new, you start to go through a lot of your thoughts and you start to really wonder, wait, am I doing the right thing? Or should I go back to the sport that has given me everything and go back to the grind of taking photos every single weekend? But what I've learned, this is called the messy middle. Like this is the in-between state from going from one thing to another thing. I think for a lot of you that are watching, you can probably relate to this. It's like going from leaving one job and going to another job, or leaving one relationship and going to another relationship. Like there's that messy middle part where you have a lot of self-doubt and you kind of figure out who you are as a person. And for me, that's the exact spot that I'm in right now. Is I'm really reinventing myself and I'm trying to figure out who I am as a person again. And it's honestly been pretty cool, if I'm being honest with you. I think over these past few months, there's been a lot of highs and lows, and I've been through like almost this grief period in a way. But specifically the past probably week or two, I've felt more connected to myself than literally what I ever have in my whole entire life. I think now that I'm back to almost like the beginner stage here, trying something new, it's really showed me that for the last few years, I've been looking for so much external validation from other people. I would get on my phone, I would scroll, I would post a picture, and I would look for all of the comments, the likes, and hope people were accepting my collaborations. And all that was doing, yes, it was growing my brand, but it was also like driving that I needed validation from other people. And so now that I'm outside of that and I'm going all in on YouTube, and now that my channel's a little bit smaller than where I would like it to be, I'm sometimes posting videos that get less than 20 or 30 views. So there's literally no validation. And so that's taught me that I need to find validation internally and find validation myself. And so every once in a while, I'll have some people reach out to me and they'll ask like, hey, how are you? How are things going? Are you still happy doing it? Do you regret anything that you've done? Do you regret leaving the sport? And honestly, if I'm truly honest with you, I don't at all. Yes, I miss my friends. Yes, I miss some of the connections I made there. But now that I'm doing YouTube, I set my own schedule. I turn my camera on whenever I want to. I record a video literally whenever I want to. and I can spend as little or as much time as I want editing a video. So there's really no pressure around it. And honestly, it's been really freeing. During this time, I've spent so much more time being connected to my wife. I've spent so much more time alone here, right here in this chair, writing and journaling and figuring out who I am as a person. And so making this massive change in my life has honestly been one of the healthiest things I've ever done in my life. And now, just like anything, I obviously have goals that I want to hit for doing this. I would love for my next mini milestone to be 10,000 and then 50,000 and then 100,000 subscribers. I've always had this dream of hitting 100,000 and getting that YouTube plaque. Like, that would be such an iconic moment in my life. But I think a lot of people that watch videos like this, where they see somebody has left something and they're maybe unemployed, maybe they're going all in on something new, you always wonder, I wonder how that person's doing. Like, are they really happy? And so I wanted to make this video and a lot of my other videos to give you kind of the truth, like the raw, honest truth of like, what is that messy middle like, and to tell you about that whole entire process that I've been going through. And so that's why over the past few months, I've been doing a lot of these type of videos to document what my life has been like and to really document what my journey has been. And now that I'm a few months removed from it, it's been really cool to like sit back and kind of observe the journey where I've tried to go into different things and I've tried to be different people, and I've really like tried to go around this mountain in a way. And what it's taught me is we're all going up a mountain. Like, we all have a goal at the top of the mountain, but sometimes when you're trying to hit that goal, you're going to go up the mountain, you're going to hit a dead end, and then you're going to have to backtrack a little bit to go back up the mountain. And so even though you're sidestepping, and even though you're doing different things, you're still making progress on your goal. And so over the past few months, I've tried to do different things to see, what does it feel like? And like, I haven't recorded a podcast episode here in probably a month or two, because I've just been thoroughly enjoying making these type of videos, and I've really been focusing on getting away from scripting my videos and reading from my teleprompter, and just having an idea that pops into my mind, like, oh yes, I want to go talk about that. And then I turn my camera on and I just talk about it and I create a video. And that process has been so fulfilling and so therapeutic for me that I feel like I'm getting my own voice back. And I feel like I'm returning back to almost a truer version of myself that I've had in a really long time. So a really quick video, but in summary, I'm so happy that I have made the transition to try to chase this dream of doing YouTube on a large scale. And yeah, it's been pretty messy. It's been pretty lonely at times, but just like anything, that's part of the growing process. You're gonna go through different stages of it. And I think a lot of people, they don't talk about those like ugly stages. They only talk about the good side when they're leaving something and going to something new. So anyways, that's it for today. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever like been in a transition period where you've gone from one thing to the other and it's really felt honestly kind of lonely or scary. I would love to hear from you. So that's it for today. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.